Last Friday, as the bells began to ring for the transition to third block, an urgent voice came over the intercom telling us that we were in lockdown and it was not a drill. According to Captain Jeff Codwell at the Johnston County Sheriff's Office, 7 students of another school were arrested, and 3 of them were charged as adults for illegally entering the school. On Friday, news sources reported that the trespassers did not make it past the office, and this caused some controversy. Later, it came out that they did not make it past the office without being questioned, but some of the trespassers ran into different parts of the school. According to the News and Observer, as a direct result of the lockdown, the Johnston County school system wants to spend about $1.4 million to upgrade security measures. Officials are even considering putting armed former police and military personnel at each school if the community is interested. At 10:56 a.m. that Friday morning, Student Resource Officer Adrienne Stone was quick to respond to the scene. She had arrived at the school only a few minutes before the lockdown, and she says she is thankful she was here.
When the 7 people that walked in here, I was standing there and immediately I asked the assistant principal, "Who's that?" Because I could tell, I knew they didn't go to school here. The way that, not just their dress, some of them had slits in their eyes. And it wasn't just one person with cuts in their eyes. It was numerous ones of them, you know, and it just stood out to me. So once I came around the corner and I saw 3 of them head out the front doors, 4 of them broke straight away into the school. I mean, they went straight into the school. So at that point, my job is the same as it always is. My job is to keep y'all safe, period.
Stone says that she knew there was something off about the 7 students from the first glance.
It was all in their demeanor. I watched them on camera afterward. They were all huddled up talking about something, and then when they were approached by the assistant principal, they broke off from each other, going, you know, almost running into one way into a school, 4 guys, and then the other ones went outside. If you're not doing anything wrong, you're not going to run from the law.
Stone stresses the importance of internet safety.
I have no idea other than exactly what you guys have read in the paper. These 7 people, the young girl, you know, she met somebody online. And so I guess this is my time to really push to younger people. Meeting somebody online that you don't know and letting them know where you are is not okay. Someone was supposed to get picked up from this school by somebody she did not know. Well, when that somebody came to pick her up, they came with 6 other people.
Sophomore Ainsley Underwood gives a student perspective on what it was like in a classroom.
It was pretty scary because we didn't know what was going on at first, and if there was actually a shooter in the building. It was quiet, like everybody did what they were supposed to do. Since we've heard news stories and stuff about mass shootings everywhere, I guess we kind of had an idea of the severity of the situation.
Underwood and senior Andre Cole believe that their phones turned out to be a great tool during the lockdown.
Everybody was on their phones, looking at the news and stuff, and we heard some stuff from people's parents, so we kind of knew what was happening.
It allowed people to call their parents and let them know what was going on before seeing stuff on the news, because for my mom, she would be scared to death to see what was going on the news without me telling her what was going on.
Senior Cayman Ketro was outside in her car during the lockdown, and she is glad she was not in the building.
I could actually see and hear what was going on, whereas everyone inside had no idea. So I kind of had the peace in mind that what they were doing and all that kind of stuff where others didn't. And then I knew a lot of classes were left alone without teachers, so I imagine that was really hard and scary.
Cole's chorus class was one of the classes without a teacher. He explains what their experience was like.
While we were switching classes, that's when everything went down. And then we went to the back closet behind the stage, and it's a garage. And then we got into a corner, and then somebody started hitting on the garage. I think it was the police or something. And then everybody was really anxious, and everybody was really scared about what was gonna happen. Nothing really processed until everybody started crying and stuff. Me and a couple others started talking to the group and telling everybody it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. And then I made the decision to go pray over my class, so everybody's assured that we're gonna be okay.
According to the News and Observer, as a response to the lockdown, Johnston County Schools will outfit every school with cameras, controlled access points, and key fob entries, among other upgrades. The changes are expected to be in place for the start of the new school year in August. Assistant Principal Melissa Finch believes that the lockdown brings safety to the forefront of everyone's minds.
You know, the number one ultimate thing, we're here to keep children safe. And so I think this really brings to mind what other ways can we help our students be safe? What other processes can we put in place to make sure that we are being as safe as possible? It really brought to focus, sharp focus, what we can do to make our school a safer place to be.
As students and teachers return back to school, Ketro, Cole, and Stone have different feelings about our safety.
I feel like we're safe, but I was nervous coming to school today. But like knowing that all the doors are locked and people are watching and stuff, it makes me feel a little bit better about being in the school.
I know some people saying they're scared to come back to school and like they're nervous and stuff, but I don't know, you can say that about anything because there's shootings that happen everywhere, even though that wasn't the case.
Hearing the kids and some of the teachers say that they were nervous coming back, that's understandable. It's pretty traumatic to hear a lockdown, knowing that school shootings have happened, more school shootings than ever this year, and you all don't know what's going on. You're just locked down. And then we're sweeping the school. You know, we knew we had it under control, but you guys were still in classrooms. Your level of fear and anxiety must have been tremendous.
Underwood, Cole, and Stone share their thoughts for the future.
Nobody thinks it can happen to the school that you're at, and then it did. And it was pretty confusing and eye-opening. Schools, like in other places, can realize, like, oh, it happened to their school. Like, it can happen to ours, too.
I feel blessed that nothing happened. I'm just thankful that everybody in my class and everybody in the school is okay.
I'm the only person armed in this school, and I'm willing to give my life for you guys, period. It doesn't matter who. Some people might say, well, wouldn't it be better if there were more people? I don't know, but I know one thing. I'm not going anywhere, you know, and right around the corner, I mean, literally around the corner, I have more deputies and officers. They're not here, but they would be here really fast.